I still have a lot of editing to do on my book, but, as I understand it, the issue is only one of time, and I'll finish it eventually. Of course, I'd rather this was sooner rather than later, but it's not something that can be rushed. Finishing the second draft will be the next milestone, and realistically that will take a year at the very least. If I can get through a chapter a month, then I'll be doing well, and I've got 16 left to do at the moment. My pace recently has been less than one a month, and I'm not even in employment at the moment. I'm sure it sounds like I'm not trying hard enough, but nothing could be further from the truth. I write as much as I can every day, and I have several other projects keeping me busy at the same time. But it's also true that I'm a perfectionist. Picasso used to say that to finish a painting is to kill it, and I can understand where he's coming from there. I find it very difficult to put down the final full stop on anything I write. I've written a lot of poetry in the past, and it's true with that as well. Poems are never finished, even when you're 100% certain they are. You can come back to them months or years later, remove a line, switch a word, change a comma to a semicolon, and so on. This is merely with a 12-line poem, all of 150 words. My novel is 1,000 times longer than that, so you can imagine what a task the editing must be. But I'm not complaining. I'm happy to do it because I find it challenging. I don't think any writer has ever been depicted as wonderfully enjoying the process of writing. That's just not how it is. It's great to feel inspired, to have an idea that you want to express, and sometimes when you're writing it can be exhilarating. But most of the time it's hard work, problem solving and error spotting, racking your brains to figure out ways to make the plot work. However, when I finish this book, it will be the first time I've ever finished a novel all the way through, as well as I possibly can, and I have to say that I'm looking forward to that moment very much. I was talking about perfectionism, and the moment comes with all creative endeavors that you have to walk away from it and let it grow on its own, because achieving perfection is an absurdity. You have to get to a point where you are generally satisfied with the quality and can at least find no obvious errors. But even that doesn't sound good enough. You have to be satisfied that it's high quality all the way through. A good lesson I've learned along the way is that you have to be cold-hearted when it comes to editing. There's a tendency to feel that everything you included in the first draft should remain in one way or another, that to cut anything out completely is a waste of creative expression that you had while you were writing it. Of course, this is a mistake. Generally, it's best to cut out absolutely everything that doesn't need to be there. And this is what you have to be honest about. Sometimes you sit down to write a novel and find out that it is, in fact, only a short story. Other times you sit down to write a poem and discover that it's a screenplay.